Good evening. Welcome to the National News Broadcast. I'm Kasani Balachandra.
A very good evening indeed. I'm Charita Minipurarachi, and let's move on to the headlines for tonight's news. Travel restrictions extended up to 21st of this month until 4 a.m. Essential services will continue. Another 65,000 doses of Sputnik V vaccine brought to the country. The President instructs to order a third dose if needed expeditiously. South Asia's largest kidney hospital vested with the public. The central bank governor says an economic growth of 5% is expected by the year end amid the pandemic. The Gazette issued preventing hiding of essential goods. World leaders have begun their talks at the G7 summit.
Moving on to those and other stories in detail. Head of the National Operational Center for the Prevention of the Spread of the COVID-19 outbreak, Army Commander Shavendra Silva says that travel restrictions has been extended up to the 21st of this month until 4 a.m. He said that essential services are continuing.
Head of
the National Operational Center for the Prevention of the Spread of the COVID-19 outbreak, Army Commander Shavendra Silva said that arrangements have been made to maintain essential food items to be distributed by mobile traders, continue with constructions, maintain garment factories and industries, and to produce organic fertilizer. He said that economic centers will be opened for 2 days next week.
වගේම ප්‍රධාන ඉදිකිරීම් ස්ථානවල කරනු ලබන ඉදිකිරීම් කටයුතු කරගෙන යාමට.
And meanwhile, another 65,000 doses of Sputnik V vaccine brought to the country today. 93,408 have been given the vaccines yesterday under the COVID-19 vaccination program. 15,000 doses of Sputnik V vaccine are expected to be given as the second dose for the people in the Colombo district who were given the first dose. State Minister Channa Jayasubana said that remaining 50,000 doses will be sent for the vaccination program in Kandy. The first stock of vaccine which was brought to the country this morning was taken to the central vaccine store of the Ministry of Health. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa instructed officials yesterday to order a third dose immediately if it is needed for the vaccination program. If President gave the order when the Special COVID Prevention Committee met at the Presidential Secretariat yesterday. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa said that he spoke to all leaders, got the foreign ministers to speak, spoke to the ambassadors and spoke separately after appointing Mr. Veeratunga. That is how the vaccines were brought. He said that there is no shortage of funds but a shortage of vaccines. However, there is a good response for the requests. The President said that those vaccines will be received by the country and it is compulsory to be transparent. He pointed out that if not the government and he will be blamed. The President added there are some accusations. Therefore, everyone should get together and perform the task.
Transparency එකක් තියෙන්න ඕන. දැනටමත් චෝදනා එනවනේ. දැන් මේ චෝදනා එන්නේ හෙල්ත් මිනිස්ටර් එකට නෙමෙයි. මටයි ආණ්ඩුවටයි. අපි මහන්සි වෙලා මේක බොහොම අමාරුවෙන් ගෙනාවෙන් පස්සේ අපිට වගකීමක් තියෙනවා මේකේ හරි ට්‍රාන්ස්පරන්සි එකක් ඇතුළත. දැන් චෝදනා කීපයක් තියෙනවනේ. අපි මේ එන්නත දෙන එක කාටවත් බෙදා ගන්න නෙමෙයි. මේ හැමෝම එක්කහුව වෙලා මේක කරන්න ඕන.
342 have been given the second dose of the Covishield vaccine yesterday. The first dose of the Sinopharm vaccine has been given yesterday to 66,060 and 25,451 have been given the second dose. 2,544,373 doses have been given to the people in the commencement of the vaccination program. The local vaccination program commenced on the 29th of last month. The vaccination program took place successfully in many areas of the country today. 2,232 COVID-19 patients were detected in the country today. Meanwhile, 1,852 patients left the hospitals today after recovering from the virus. The Director General of Health Services has confirmed 101 COVID-related deaths from the 6th February to the 9th of this month. Accordingly, the total number of deaths have been increased to 2,011. Among them are 13 deaths reported on 6th February, 1st of April, 15th May and 29th May. 88 deaths have been reported from 1st to the 9th of this month. The Health Ministry has emphasized that it is essential for the organizations and factories to follow health guidelines issued in connection with their functions. A program has been implemented to send medicine to the homes of their patients who obtain medicine from clinics. Telephone numbers for the clinics of the relevant hospitals can be obtained by logging into www.health.gov.lk website. Information can be obtained over the telephone number 072 072 0720 in Sinhala language and on 072 060 060 60 in Tamil language. A meeting to discuss on the ways that can be used to control COVID-19 pandemic through the new inventions of Sri Lanka Nanotechnology Institute took place under the patronage of Minister Namal Rajapaksa at the Health Ministry. The President and the Prime Minister hope to build the path to take inventions of local scientists to the local and international market. Health Minister Pavitra Vanyarachi, State Minister Channaja Sumana and a group of people attended the discussion.
Deputy Director General of Health Services Dr. Hemantha Herad said that Sri Lanka has received another 15,000 doses of Sputnik V vaccine. He said another 50,000 first doses of the vaccine have been received. He added that the vaccination program is scheduled to be launched after selecting the areas.
As reported yesterday, these are the details of the vaccination program. As reported on 10th June, 342 persons have been given with the second dose of Covishield and cumulative total has gone up to 354,993. That is Covishield second dose. A total of 67,615 persons have been given with the first dose of Sinopharm yesterday, and the cumulative number who has received the Sinopharm first dose has increased to 1,166,707. Number of persons who have received the second dose of Sinopharm yesterday was 25,451, and the total number of persons received cumulative total is 32,445. We have received another consignment of Sputnik vaccine, 15,000 doses of component 2 and another 50,000 of component 1 or the first dose, and these vaccines will be administered in the relevant areas after completing the regulatory procedures and other requirements.
China-Sri Lanka Friendship National Specialized Kidney Hospital built in Polonnaruwa was vested with the public today under the patronage of President Gotabaya Rajapaksa. Sri Lanka received the hospital complex on a request made by former President Maithripala Sirisena when he made an official tour of China in 2015. The hospital complex, which is a donation of the Chinese government in South Asia's largest kidney hospital, 120 billion rupees has been spent to build the hospital. It has taken 30 months to construct the hospital complex. The Presidential Secretariat says that the hospital complex built according to the Chinese and Sri Lankan architecture is spread over 16 acres. It has 5 surgical theatres to transplant kidneys and has residential facilities for 200 patients. The intensive care unit has 20 beds. The hospital complex is equipped with blood transfusion unit with 100 machines, kidney clinic complex, laboratories and research laboratories with modern technology, radiology, scan services and modern auditorium. There is a hostel facilities for hospital staff. The President inspected several divisions of the hospital. A group of people including former President Maithripala Sirisena, Health Minister Pavitra Vanyarachi, North Central Provincial Governor Mahipala Herath, public representatives, Chinese Ambassador in Sri Lanka Si Chang Hong and the health officials were present on this occasion.
Eleven party leaders connected to the government expressed their support to the government's program to use organic fertilizer. A discussion in this regard took place today at the Ministry of Agriculture. The discussion has been organized under the patronage of Agriculture Minister Mahindananda Aluthgamage. The party leaders said they fully support the government's program to remove chemical fertilizer and to use organic fertilizer. Meanwhile, a discussion took place today on the use of organic fertilizer for plantation crops under the patronage of Minister Ramesh Pathirana.
Governor of the Central Bank, Professor W.D. Lakshman, says that an economic growth of 5% can be achieved this year despite the pandemic. He mentioned this during a discussion today at the Government Information Department on the present and future of Sri Lanka's economy. He also expressed views on paying debt installments.
The Bangladesh swap agreement has not been signed. The draft agreement is ready, but there are certain other steps in the process that will take maybe a couple of months or at least a month. Everything, all the other steps, all the required steps moving ahead with the rapidity. On the Indian swap, that is of course available, but the swap we have signed about 9 months ago, February this year, and we have kept it for some time. Under that agreement, we could draw the amount of money and keep it for 3 months, and then we could roll it over. So for 6 months we kept it going, and then we have paid it up, and then there is one more or a couple of more drawers available, and that will be available to us after the completion of the first couple. We have to wait till a certain cooling off period of 6 months. 6 months. So there is going to be, this is going to be available in about August. In August, that is about, right now we have spent about 4 months since the second drawer, and then after 2 months or so more, in August, we should be able to get the $400 million as a swap parity.
Just to clarify from Dr. Chandra, you did mention 2021 repayments at 3.7, whereas the previous 2 years it was annually 6 billion. Can you just clarify this 2021? We said 3.7, and at the same time you did mention that there were 2 repayments of 1.3 and 2.6. So that would amount to more than the debt servicing for 2021. Am I getting some numbers wrong?
Yes. So if I give you the numbers again, I'm talking about government's external foreign currency debt service payments in 2021, 3.7 billion. Out of that, we've already paid 1.3 billion. And through 2.4 billion is remaining. And this is, let me reiterate, is government's external foreign currency debt. And the government has foreign currency debt externally as well as locally. And if you take the total of these two, we are looking at $6.3 billion in 2021. Out of that, we've already met 2.6 billion US dollar payments, and 3.6 billion is remaining. And there is, but I should add that most of the local currency, most of the domestic foreign currency debt service payments can be rolled over, because I mean these are either maturing Sri Lanka development bonds or borrowing from offshore banking units of banks by the government. So most of those can be rolled over. Essentially, our concern, if at all, is about the external foreign currency debt service payments. There also we do not see, as Governor indicated earlier, we are confident that we'll be able to maintain the impeccable debt service payments that Sri Lanka has maintained in the past.
And meanwhile, the government launched a program today to promote organic and natural fertilizer production and supply island-wide after meeting organic fertilizer producers at district level. It has been implemented under the direction of the State Ministry of Fertilizer Production and Supplies Chemical Fertilizer and Pesticide Regulation. The first phase of the program was held today at the Colombo District Secretariat with the participation of State Minister Mohanty Silva and Western Province Governor Marshal of the Air Force Roshan Gunathilaka. The aim of the discussion to uplift and provide solutions to the entrepreneurs who produce an organic fertilizer at medium and small scale level. In district level, attention was paid on providing necessary technology, providing other facilities and connecting them with a production network. State Minister Shashindra Rajapaksa inspected organic paddy cultivations and local varieties of paddy in the Anuradhapura district and held discussions with the farmers. The State Minister also inspected a paddy cultivation taking place at Anuradhapura, Nachaduva and using organic fertilizer. The State Minister paid his attention on organic fertilizer used for cultivations. State Minister Shashindra Rajapaksa made an inspection tour on an institution which produces local paddy seeds located at Sravastipura in Anuradhapura. State Minister Shashindra Rajapaksa looked into the research conducted at the institution and informed the officials to provide them with facilities to become paddy seed entrepreneurs and to take steps to provide those seeds to the farmers. Conducting a media briefing in Polonnaruwa, former President Maithripala Sirisena said that he highly appreciates the efforts of the President to encourage farmers to use organic fertilizer. And meanwhile, Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa has ordered relevant officials to take immediate actions to reactivate State Engineering Corporation, which is making losses due to insufficient management and financial misuses by the Good Governance government. The Prime Minister mentioned this during a discussion yesterday at the Temple Trees on the present situation of the State Engineering Corporation. It was revealed that the corporation has not been paid billions of rupees for projects implemented arbitrarily by the State Engineering Corporation by the time of Good Governance government. An official of the corporation disclosed that services of the State Engineering Corporation have been obtained for the construction of Sirikota party headquarters and payments has not been made. The officials pointed out that there is a crisis of employment at present since the Good Governance government has given appointments and promotions without qualifications. They have said that corporation faced immense difficulties since many development projects launched when Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa was the president were stopped by the Good Governance government and the development activities came to a standstill. Paliaguda Sea City Trade Complex is one such project that has been abandoned. The activities of the trade complex commenced recently under the supervision of the State Minister Indika Anuruddha and the Prime Minister's head of staff Yoshita Rajapaksa on an order from the Prime Minister. Trade union representatives appreciated the positive response of the Prime Minister at the meeting. Prime Minister's Secretary Gamini Senarath, Prime Minister's Additional Secretary Chaminda Kudaratna, Secretary to the State Ministry of Rural Housing, Constructions and Development and Building Materials Promotion, Ranjit Abhayavardhana, heads of state institutions and a group of trade union representatives of the State Engineering Corporation attended the meeting.
The Cabinet Subcommittee on the Cost of Living has decided to revise fuel prices. Energy Minister Udaya Gammanpilla said today that the date of the fuel price revision will be announced soon. He said that despite the huge increase in the world market, the government has managed to hold the current fuel prices without revising them for 21 months. Minister Udaya Gammanpilla said that the government can no longer keep prices stable. There has never been an era in history when prices in the world market have not been revised for such a long time. He said that a loss of 331 million rupees was incurred by the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation by the end of 2020 due to the continuous purchase of fuel at higher prices with low sales at lower prices. Therefore, he said that the debt of the Petroleum Corporation has become unbearable.
And Minister Bandula Gunawardena says that a gazette will be issued preventing hiding of paddy, sugar, rice, milk food, maize and essential goods. During a media briefing today, he expressed his views about the matter. Minister Bandula Gunawardena said that the price increase occurs when there is a surplus of rice due to the narrow aims of business community to earn maximum profits. The government cannot allow that. The government's responsibility is to protect the farmers and to provide rice to the consumers at a fair price.
Gallowe Plantation Company has succeeded in improving the productivity of the sugarcane cultivation with the use of byproducts of sugarcane industry, vinasse and filter mud without causing any harm to the environment. The farmers have pointed out that the harvest of the sugarcane cultivation has improved following the use of organic fertilizer produced by the Hingurana sugar factory. The muddy residue obtained from the sugar cane used for sugar production following a grinding process mechanically separate as filter mud. The residue from the grinding of sugar cane is utilized for the combustion of the boilers, while the leftover ash and the mud are used for the production of organic fertilizer. In the meantime, the byproduct of spirit production, vinasse, is utilized for the preparation of organic fertilizer.
And with that, we conclude tonight's news. Do it just tomorrow at the very same time. Stay safe. Good night.
Good night.